Hi guys, I have to show you two big boys today. It's not a picking video because my skills are not up to that level, unfortunately, but nevertheless I want to show you these two very pretty Abloy padlocks. It's the smaller model, the Abloy 342, and his bigger brother, the 350. And the biggest member of the family, I still don't have it, is the 362 Abloy. I think it's this size, but there's also a shackle guard, so it's really a massive padlock. However, I have these two, and I will do a disassembly video on each of them. This one has the Abloy Protect 2 core. You can see it from the key. It's a little bit different and cool, very restrictive keyway. And this is a core, to be quite honest, I'm not sure which is the model of this one, but I remember from the packaging of this lock that it said it's made in Israel. If somebody knows, please let me know. So, how big are these locks? Let me show you. Let's start with the small one. We have our shackle here, and the shackle itself is 10.23 millimeters, or for you Americans that's about 400th of an inch. So quite a big shackle. And the body itself is more than 56 millimeters, which would be 2.23 inches. Also quite a massive shackle. This one is even bigger. So the shackle itself is the astounding 13.66 millimeters, which would translate to almost half an inch, as far as I can see it, and so not almost, even bigger. And the body is the whopping 72 millimeters, more than that even. That's the 2.844 inches. So really massive padlocks. So, as I said, it's not a picking video. I'll go to part 2 of the video and I'll be disassembling this big boy. See you in a moment. There you go. So let's start with the Abloy 342. A disclaimer to you all. If you ever decide to disassemble these locks, please be very careful what you're doing, because reassembly could be a pain. So, let's see how the Protect core operates. Key is inserted, runs really smooth. Does need a little bit of grease, but I've pretty much removed everything, so that's the reason. Very nice, you can see here the ball bearings. There we go. And it's a key retaining one. So how do you disassemble this lock? You would think that you need to just unscrew this, but that would be stupid, because then when there's no key you can actually do that and maybe pop up the core out. In a sense it is this one, but first you need to unlock it, so you can always do it in the unlock position. And then here, this drain hole, you need an Allen key and you enter it like that, and there's a small screw which you need to remove. Oh, we make it a little bit bigger, faster, I guess, hope. Oops. Faster dropping than this. And there we go, that's the screw that's holding the faceplate of the core. So let me just drop this here on the side so it will not do anything, rather it will not get lost. And then, as I said, you just need to remove this here core guard ring or something. Yeah, this one. The first thing that you have here is the steel protective plate. If I can actually remove it. Come on, out you go then. Maybe if I got some tweezers would be actually the easier way, but okay, let's dump a little bit of the things here. there are four things that immediately fall out of this core, and these are actually the key retaining plates, which if you remove, you can actually remove the key while the lock is open. I have not tried it until now, but I might give it a go afterwards. You have the protector ring. I think it's a steel plate, which you would have a little bit harder time drilling. And then you have the first disc, but I don't know if it's really, if it plays that big role. Here, this is more like the profile of the key disc, because if you can see, that's exactly this profile, so that you can use the key and slide the key inside the core, so that you don't get unauthorized key access. That was the easy part. Now let's try and remove the harder part. You need to be very careful because a lot of things fall down when you remove the core. These are the ball bearings. There should be another one here. There we go. And also be very careful. There is a spring here. If you lose it, then the core will not be bouncing, and you have a little bit of trouble rotating it, I assume. So what do we have here? Let me show you how this thing operates. Here is where the sidebar goes, and you can see here the discs. So you can see when I turn the core, it will either disalign, which will not allow the sidebar to fall in, or then here it will align and there would be enough space for the sidebar to get in. Okay, maybe it's the other way. So yeah, so this way they are aligned. And the very nice thing is when you turn the key, it will pop up back again. Just really precise work. The discs, I think I've counted 11 or 12 discs on this one, the active ones. And there are some spacing discs, some other. This is just so many discs, it's unbelievable. So let me remove the key a little bit. Okay, and then this is the first disc, or the first thing here is actually something for the key that would hold the discs perfectly aligned, and also will allow the key to rotate. So this will go out. It's also already taking a few discs with itself. I will not be removing these other discs because I don't want to put them back together. That would be really hard. So let me show you a few of the discs here. Okay, that's one of the rings. So that's how one of the Abloy discs looks like. You have the general profile of the key, and then you have some cuts and some other notches where they can catch to the side of the core itself. There's two bars here, you can see them, which you need to be careful of when you disassemble, or when you assemble the lock, so that you can put it back together. This is one of the rings where I assume the sidebar is resting here, like that. And let me show you another of the rings. I got two of them, so it's another one of these rings. And one of the key rings, you can actually see here on the ring itself, there are the false gates and the true gates, where you can hear multiple clicks if you ever try to pick this lock. Yeah, so this is the one. Okay, that's more or less for this lock. I only have to show you the empty body, very solid, quite heavy. And here is the shackle. So I'll assemble the core and I will compare it with the other lock. See you in a moment. And welcome to part 3 of the lock for the Abloy locks. That's the bigger one, 350, that I showed you before, and it operates really smooth. It's very heavy lock, and as I said, this is not the Abloy Protect 2 core as far as I can see it. The core does look a little bit different. The way of gutting it is the same as the other one, and I assume as most of these Abloys. You do it here from the side hole, and you just unscrew the retaining screw. So let's do that. So there we go. This goes into the side pin here, and let's see what we have here now. So we need to remove the key and also unscrew the retaining plate. And then so again, here we have a core guard. This one looks very similar to the other one that we have for the smaller Abloy. Only the profile is a little bit squared because the key itself is also square. And here we have one thing that is different. On this particular core we have this sidebar. The sidebar is actually out of the core and it can fall out very easily. So this is what I'm gonna do now. I'll just dump it before I continue. There we go. And the other difference to the sidebar is not that this is just a steel rod or a carbide rod, I have no idea, it's just a rod. And this is actually pressed down L-shaped sidebar that has a notch so that it will not allow it to fall that easily outside of the core. So, since this is out of the way, let me insert the key, and the core will kind of drop the ball bearing as well. So compared to the other one, this one is also much bigger. This one, as I said, this one looks definitely a little bit different than the other core. At least even here you can actually remove this part, and this is the sorry, have a bit of the flu. So this is the part which will push the ball bearings apart so that it will lock the shackle. So is the cam mechanism. Okay, first thing that you can notice on the two cores, idea is the same. The discs here on this core, on the Protect 2 core, are a lot smaller than the ones on this core. And here we have let's say a wider working area. But at least this is a nice thing because you can see how the whole mechanism, hold on. You can actually see how the whole mechanism works together. So there you go. You can see how all the notches are rotating and back. Here for the sidebar, you can also see that when I turn the key, it will make a small groove where the sidebar can fit, and when turned the other way, the groove disappears. Let me show you the sidebar itself. So sidebar is in, and the moment you start rotating it backwards, the sidebar, it will not fall out, but it will definitely pop out. One additional thing that I have noticed on this lock, the first pin, regardless where it is, the first pin is actually controlling all of the other ones. I mean, if I remove the key from here, if I turn only the first pin, you will see at one point it will turn, or rather it will return all the other discs backwards. So if I turn it back, only this one, I'm pressing only on the first one, it will actually rotate all of the other discs back. So this first disc, I assume, is the one that rotates the disc. So here we go, let me show you. That is the disc, and it's moving, pushing backwards all the other discs. Key is entering like so in the profile, so that you can rotate the discs. Okay, let me show you a bit of the discs here. So these are the spacers, the spacing discs, very thin. And then you have the working discs here, I assume. So there you go, that's the notch where the sidebar should fall. Interestingly, I have got a few of them, so I've checked it, and I honestly did not see any false gates on this core. So you can see that's the second disc, and it has only the real notch. So I'm actually surprised for Abloy. Probably this is an older model of the core, but this one actually might be easily pickable than the Protec 2 core. So as I said, I have not yet tried it. I will do at one point when I actually have the confidence not to break the lock, but I will have a look. Anyway, that's the other ball bearing. So that's the other monster of a lock, the Abloy 350. Very pretty lock. And yeah, I'm waiting for the opportunity to get my hands on the 362, and then I will make another video. Oh, and we have a very interesting, very nice guest here. I have a crow that apparently is also interested in what I'm doing here. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope it was not too long for you, and I'll see you in the next video.